I cannot understand how anyone can be an Indian and not be proud. This was Indira Gandhi, the Iron Lady of India, who was a nationalist to the core. Indira Gandhi, for whom Joan of Arc, the enduring symbol of French nationalism, was the source of inspiration, dedicated her life to the service of the nation. Her rapport with the vast masses of people made her the most acceptable leader. She had only one identity, that of an Indian. Unlike many who joined politics later in life, Indira Gandhi was born into the Congress. She grew up in Anand Bhavan in Allahabad, which was the hub of the freedom struggle. At a tender age, when children love to play, she started Vanar Sena to help the freedom fighters. Later, she suffered imprisonment herself. She grew up in the lap of Mahatma Gandhi and at the feet of Gurudev Rabindranath Tagore while studying in Vishwa Bharati. Indira Gandhi came to symbolize the ethos of the freedom struggle. She held in great reverence Acharya Vinoba Bhave. Indira married Firoz Gandhi in 1942. Watching historic developments from close quarters, like the Cripps mission to India, and while playing hostess to her father, the first Prime Minister of India, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, she learnt the intricacies of governance. A great visionary, Indira Gandhi's dream was to create economic and technological capabilities consistent with the large and growing international role of the nation.
People think they're praising me when they say I'm a pragmatic person. I am a practical person, but I'm practical because I want to transform dreams into reality. But I don't think we can exist without dreams. I don't think we can exist without vision. In fact, that is the first quality for any poor country. First, the vision of where you want to go, what you want to become, and then the practical steps to take you there, step by step.
Indeed, her dreams were realized. India, under Indira Gandhi, became the third largest reservoir of scientific manpower, fifth military power, sixth member of the nuclear club, seventh in the race for space, and 10th industrial power in the world. By sheer dint of hard work, Indira Gandhi moved up the political hierarchy, becoming member of the Congress Working Committee, Central Election Committee and the Parliamentary Board. She went on to become the Congress President in 1959. Following the sad demise of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru on the 27th of May 1964, Prime Minister Lal Bahadur Shastri persuaded Indira Gandhi to join his government as Information and Broadcasting Minister. After the tragic demise of Lal Bahadur Shastri, Indira Gandhi was sworn in as Prime Minister on the 24th of January 1966, becoming the first woman Prime Minister of free India. While in office, it was not a cakewalk for her, as she faced many challenges. Showing the courage of her conviction, she boldly stood up against the syndicate, and despite the split in the party, she eventually pushed ahead with a progressive agenda.
I, Indira Gandhi.
The landslide victory in 1971 general elections showed that the people wholeheartedly supported her. Giving the clarion call of Garibi Hatao, Indira Gandhi came out with a string of measures that transformed the lives of the poor, thus making her the messiah of the poor. The revolutionary measures that she took included banks' nationalization to help the poor gain access to credit, abolition of princely privileges and privy purses to reduce social disparities, land reforms to dismantle feudalism, abolition of bonded labor to help the vulnerable sections, 20-point program that focused on the rural poor, 15-point program for addressing the all-round concerns of minorities, and Green Revolution that gave India self-sufficiency in food grains, which was a big achievement for a developing nation. Her bold decision to go for the nuclear test in Pokhran on 18th of May 1974 helped to lay the foundation for India's nuclear program. Peaceful use of nuclear energy is increasingly a viable option now.
Our science, particularly our nuclear science, is dedicated to development, to achieving freedom from want and providing the essentials of an honorable life for our masses. I repeat that we have no intention of embarking on any nuclear weapons program. We want, as someone has said, to make the deserts bloom and not to make the world a desert.
She was the first leader to send into space Indian astronaut Rakesh Sharma, making the nation proud.
ऊपर से भारत कैसा दिखता है आपको?
बगैर किसी झिझक के कह सकता हूँ कि सारे जहां से अच्छा.
Giving no scope to anyone to tamper with the idea of India, she took the bold step of bringing 42nd Amendment to the Constitution by introducing the terms socialist and secular in the preamble. Tracing secularism in India since the times of Ashoka and Akbar down to Mahatma Gandhi, she underlined the need to understand and respect all religions.
हर धर्म ने भाईचारा सिखाया है, प्रेम और करुणा सिखाई है, और उस धार्मिक रास्ते पे अगर देश चले तो एक नया समाज हम बना सकते हैं. हमें याद रखना है कि ये जब आज़ादी का दिन है तो आज़ादी केवल एक दफे पाने से रह नहीं जाती है, हर समय उसके लिए लड़ना होता है.
Her commitment to democracy was borne out by the fact that in 1977 she held free, fair and fearless elections, even at the cost of losing her own seat in Raebareli. Her own party was wiped out in Uttar Pradesh. The fighter in Indira Gandhi came to the fore during the Janata Party regime from 1977 to 79, when political vendetta was unleashed against her. Indira Gandhi was arrested on the 3rd of October 1977, but the magistrate set her free the following morning due to flimsy charges levelled against her. The vindictive Janata Party government did not spare her even after she was elected to Lok Sabha in the by-election from Chikmagalur in Karnataka in 1978. Not only was she expelled from parliament, but was sent to the Tihar jail. Not one to be cowed down, she emerged unscathed. Remaining undaunted in the face of the personalized campaign of vilification and character assassination, she was a picture of confidence and courage. Her stint in political wilderness revealed her true strength. Constantly connected with the vast masses of people, Indira Gandhi shared a special bond with the weaker sections of society. Her visit to Belchi, where Dalits were burnt alive, was iconic. First by flight to Patna, and from there on, she switched from jeep to tractor on the road that was marshy. And finally, riding on elephant back, she reached Belchi, where Dalits raised slogans. Indira tere abhav mein, harijan zinda jalaye jate hain, आधी रोटी खाएंगे, इंदिरा को बुलाएंगे. When in Patna, she called on Lok Nayak Jai Prakash Narayan, who responded to her magnanimously. After the 50-minute meeting, he declared, I gave her my best wishes and a brighter future than the bright past she had already had. Following the split in the Congress for the second time, Indira Gandhi assumed stewardship of the party on the 2nd of January 1978. Losing the cow and calf election symbol, she was given instead the hand symbol, which continues till this day. Indira Gandhi described it as the hand of fearlessness. Indeed, the hand symbol continues to inspire the congressman till this day. While still in opposition, Congress under Indira Gandhi won the crucial assembly elections in Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh with a thumping majority. It showed that the people were still behind her and she was well on her way to political recovery.
What do you mean by come back? I've never gone anywhere. So far as the political scene has been there, I've always been there. And if I may say so, it is the Janata Party which has helped me to remain in the forefront. Whatever action this government has taken against me has helped me enormously.
Staging a dramatic comeback, Indira Gandhi became the Prime Minister in January 1980. The proud legacy of Indira Gandhi makes any Indian hold his head high. During her tenure, international borders were redrawn as Sikkim joined the Indian Union. She tried her best to avoid a war with Pakistan by undertaking a tour of Europe and United States, where she drew the international attention to the explosive situation in the subcontinent.
India has always tried to be on the side of peace and negotiations and so on. But of course we can't endanger our security in any way.
When war was finally forced in 1971, India responded befittingly, helping liberation of Bangladesh in the east while repulsing Pakistani aggression on the Western Front. Unfazed by the US bid to intimidate India by moving in its 7th Fleet, she went ahead with her plans to liberate Bangladesh and succeeded in forcing the Pakistani army in Bangladesh to surrender.
The instrument of surrender was signed in Dhaka at 16:31 hours Indian Standard Time by Lieutenant General A. Nazi on behalf of the Pakistan Eastern Command. Lieutenant General Jagdeep Singh Arora, GOC in command of the Indian and Bangladesh forces in the Eastern Theatre, accepted the surrender.
India compelled Pakistan to set free Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. A grateful nation conferred on Indira Gandhi the Bharat Ratna, the highest civilian honor of the land. The historic Shimla Agreement, signed on 2nd of July 1972, provides an enduring framework valid till this day for resolution of all outstanding issues with Pakistan in bilateral mode, rejecting third-party mediation or intervention. India under Indira Gandhi made an indelible mark on the international scene. Emerging as a world leader in her own right, she rallied behind her the underdeveloped and developing countries. She had personal rapport with the world leaders like Joseph Broz Tito, Gamal Abdel Nasser, Julius Nyerere, Willy Brandt, Fidel Castro, and Yasser Arafat, among others. In Cancun summit, she was instrumental in ensuring the presence of the then US President Ronald Reagan at the North-South Dialogue. She gave a push for new international economic order, seeking to bridge the gap between the North and the South.
What better investment can the North make in its own future than by turning today's deprived of the South into tomorrow's consumers?
Indira Gandhi was the first leader to flag the importance of environment in the international fora. Through the Six-Nation, Five-Continent Initiative, she insisted that even a small reduction in nuclear weapons makes a decisive difference to development. During her tenure, she hosted the CHOGM and the NAM summit in Delhi, where the baton was passed on to her from Cuban leader Fidel Castro.
Development, independence, disarmament and peace are closely related. Can there be peace alongside nuclear weapons? Without peace, my father said, all our dreams of development turn to ashes. We are here because we do believe that minds and attitudes can and must be changed, that injustice and suffering can and must be diminished.
At a time when India's future looked bright under her dynamic leadership, Indira Gandhi's unexpected and untimely death came as a big jolt. She had premonition of her death, as on the eve of her death on the 30th of October 1984, in the last public meeting in Bhubaneswar, she said,
चिंता नहीं है कि मैं जीवित रहूं या नहीं रहूं, और जब तक मुझ में सांस है तब तक सेवा ही में जाए, और जब मेरी जान जाएगी तो मैं कह सकती हूँ कि एक एक खून का खतरा जितना मेरा है, वो एक एक खून एक भारत को जीवित करेगा।
People turned up in large numbers to pay the last respects to their beloved leader. World leaders were present in strength to bid adieu to the tallest leader who sacrificed her life for the nation. Indira Gandhi successfully steered the country through the difficult and delicate phases of Indian history. Under her leadership, India emerged as a strong and a powerful country in the comity of nations. Indira Gandhi's memory beacons the people to remain committed to the idea of India, which is basic to the very survival of the nation.